Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and today I'm doing another why I dislike an episode, and it is Curse of the Black Spot. Curse of the Black Spot, before I fully get into it though, just wanted to say I've only just woken up a while ago after pretty much watching the episode, and also I have a cold, so if I sound or look like crap, that's probably why, so sorry for that. Things I do for you people on this channel. Anyway, but yeah, what else was I going to say? Oh, I was also going to ask, would you prefer episodes like this, more why I dislikes, or would you prefer more why I likes but some David Tennant episodes, as I most recently have actually watched David Tennant episodes and liked both, the two or three depending on how you want to count a two-parter, and I've liked those ones. So, would you prefer, as I say, more David Tennant why I like that episode, or more why I dislikes but then be more, say, Matt Smith and Capaldi stories? So more recent stuff but negative, or more older stuff but a bit more positive? I mean, comment below. I mean, I don't know which you would prefer, hence the reason why I'm kind of suggesting to comment below for your feedback, but yeah, which is always appreciated. So yeah, without further ado, I'm taking a look, unfortunately, at Curse of the Black Spot, which is depending on, again, if you count a two-parter as two separate episodes, or if you just count it as one episode, Episode 2, Episode 3 of Series 6, which is regarded as a crap series. And it's funny because I even said to my mum yesterday that when you think about it, it's Stephen Moffat's first series that he's done as head writer, Series 5, or with Doctors anyway, Series 5 and then Series 8 with Capaldi, have both been regarded as good series, right? And then when he comes to a second series, that's when everyone seems to shit on them. He seems to not be able to do a good second series. Series 6 and Series 9 were both critically acclaimed as shit. The difference being, for me anyway, on a personal level, is I prefer Series 9. There's probably more episodes I like in Series 9 than there are in Series 6. That isn't a criticism on either of the Doctors, by the way. I do like Matt Smith's Doctor. Saying that, Matt Smith is probably the best actor in this. He is just firing on all cylinders. I think he really got into the groove of the Doctor by this point, but I think overall what cheeses me off with Series 6 is that you start off like fairly high on a very high series opener, and then you go straight down to this crap, this tripe, and it's I can't even remember his name, the writer's name. It's so dull of a name. But he's written 3 episodes. He's written this episode, Curse of the Black Spot. He's written Journey to Centre TARDIS, which I think is his strongest one. And then he wrote Time Heist with Capaldi. So he's written 2 Matt Smith stories and 1 Capaldi story. I honestly think he should just stop writing for Doctor Who, because out of those 3, as I said, there's only 1 that I really like, and even then that's like a 5 or a 6. So it's just about like above average or just average. The other ones are lower than average, for me anyway. Curse of the Black Spot even being one of them. Okay, so what is the synopsis of the story? Basically, what happens, the paper-thin story is as such. People get injured and hurt, like usually a cut, right? They get a black spot. Then the humans on this ship think that it's a villain, a demon, a curse, that's it. They keep referring to it as the curse. This, like, woman in a gown comes to collect them and kill them, and then later on we find out that that isn't the case, and that actually she's a nurse. That's it, and that's all, really. That is literally it. I've seen more complex, more innovative, interesting, creative things on frickin' SpongeBob, and that's the truth. That's the sad truth, people. I like Doctor Who for its quirky, innovative, creativity, out there, out of the box thinking, and this one, he takes that box and just goes, and limits it to just this, you know. There's this bit about, also, there is a bit of a subplot with the main pirate guy and his son. That, well, it depends. If you felt for him, then yeah, sure, that could be interesting, but I didn't. I mean, I didn't like the kid. I thought the dad was pretty decent. I thought they got a decent actor for that role. I think he was decent. I think in the hierarchy of stuff, the main cast, I'd say Matt Smith was definitely best, then Arthur Darvill, then Karen Gillan was just tripe here, was absolute garbage. But overall, I'd say Matt Smith, then the head of the, Pirates, I don't know the actor's name, then Arthur Darvill, and then Karen Gillan, again, right at the bottom. I mean, she has a decent bit where she's having to, like, swing a sword about, but aside from that, she really doesn't do anything, or then she's made to feel something, so there's the stereotypical one single tear, oh, I'm so upset, type thing. And that, I mean, everything, it has bits and pieces, you know, like of humour, of a little bit of intensity, but that's the thing, everything feels to just such a little limited degree that nothing feels, you know, intense or amazing or, you know, massively like everything bad's gonna happen. Like the bit where they, or like Amy, Rory, no, I think it's the Doctor, Amy, and the main pirate guy, all like prick their hands with like a pin or something, or a nail or something sharp, right, to get the black spot. There is probably some dangerous music in the background, but I literally felt no intensity there, no nothing, no, oh my god, what, they might die, you know? None of them felt like they were gonna actually, oh my god, this might be the end type thing. So I just sort of felt, probably even then, just like, oh, well, whatever's happening next is gonna be okay and solve the problem type thing, and it does, you know? It's just really dull, boring, and uninspired again. It's all just set on this one location of a boat. Decent premise there, you know, less is more in some cases, but not in this case, you know, and then you've got, from time to time, insert random Stephen Moffat bullshitty overall story arc crap, because kids, you want to know what the hell is up with that shit, don't you? Is Amy pregnant? What's happening to the Doctor in the future because he might die? You know, that thing about the fact that there's this random person checking up on Amy with only one eye. You want to know about this shit, don't you? Don't you? Actually, you know what? I didn't. You know? It just sort of waters down this episode. It's like, that's the thing, like, even if this episode was really, really good, I'd feel like this overall story arc crap would water it down, would bring it down. Like, with the series opener, Stephen, for some reason, left all that overall story arc crap right at the end, so it feels like then it sprouts and, like, grows and infects all of the rest of the series in a negative way. Like, episodes that I do like, then sometimes feel squandered or a bit, like, tarnished because they've got some sort of random bit that just takes me out of the experience, you know? Because sometimes, not always, but I didn't used to do this, but more recently as I've got older, instead of watching a whole series of the new series in one go, I'll watch just an episode. But it's really difficult to do that with a Stephen Moffat era episodes are really difficult to do that. Russell T Davies episodes are probably the easier ones to do that with. But with Stephen's episodes, or his era of the show, you know, you can't really just sort of grab one and just watch it and be like, oh, that was really interesting and really good, because there's always this random crap about, but in the future there'll be this thing where the Doctor dies and blah blah blah. And if you hadn't seen that episode for years, you're kind of left going, what? I don't remember this. What the hell? You know? And it just makes you kind of feel like you're missing out on something that you should already know or something. I think it's the writer's job to not make the audience feel stupid or alienated, which, as I say, what I'm trying to get at is a lot of episodes do feel like this in Moffat's era. you know, it was boring, it was dull. The effects were decent, the direction was decent, you know. It looked nice visually, like, you know, again, the direction and the visuals, the CG for the siren type creature. It just looked boring and naff, and, you know, not looked that interesting. Or it's not a game-changing episode. It's very much a fluff piece. It's boring. It's dull. I really need to sort of try and do a why I dislike on a different era, because I seem to be so far just like bashing Series 6, because the previous one that I did was why I dislike Closing Time. So I promise next time I'll try and do like a Series 8 episode, or maybe a Series, I don't know, 3 or 2 episode or something, you know. I've definitely got an idea for Series 8. Series 8 would be In the Forest of the Shite. That's a crap episode. Series 2, I Fear Her, probably. That's pretty easy bit. I mean, I'd say Love and Monsters, but I've actually already done a why I dislike on Love and Monsters. I say years ago, quite some time ago. But yeah, Curse of the Black Spot, out of 10, what would I give it? I'd give it a 2 out of 10. It was that boring and dull. It's not even that it goes out of its way to be offensive and annoying in that sense. It just is boring and dull again. I think I liked Closing Time 1 point more because it had the Cybermen in, but then again, in some ways that feels worse, because it's like that's crapping on the mythology of an already established golden oldie, whereas at least this isn't doing that, you know. This is boring and dull, but at least it's not with a Dalek in it, or a Cyberman, or a Silurian, you know. And how do you make those awesome classic series monsters dull? I have no idea. But yeah, thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.